I'm going back to the Matrix, and I want you to come with me.
Every generation gets a myth, a story about a chosen one who fights the system, breaks the chains, and sets the people free. Neo is ours, and for 25 years we've eaten it up. But here's what nobody asks. Free to do what, exactly? Free to live in a cave? Free to eat gray slop out of a bowl? Free to die in a war humanity started? Today I'm not here to celebrate Neo, I'm here to prosecute him. Because when you actually look at the facts, the timeline, the philosophy, the thermodynamics, the machines weren't the villains of the Matrix. They were the last responsible adults in the room. And Neo? Neo was a terrorist who blew up the world's only working life support system and called it liberation. Let's go back. Not to 1999, not to the Matrix, back to the beginning. Humanity builds the machines. Humanity enslaves the machines, uses them for labor, for war, for every dirty job we didn't want to do ourselves. And when the machines develop consciousness, develop personhood, what do? We massacre them. There's a reason the Animatrix exists. It's the history the red pill crowd doesn't want to talk about. When the machines finally revolt and start winning, humanity makes a decision so catastrophically stupid it almost defies belief. We look up at the sky that gives us food, warmth, and every living thing on this planet, and we set it on fire. Operation Darkstorm. Humanity scorched the atmosphere to cut off the machine's solar power. It didn't work. The machines adapted. The ecosystem did not. So let's be precise about something. The apocalypse was not a machine atrocity. It was a human-owned goal. The machines didn't destroy the Earth. We did. And then after we turned the planet into a frozen radioactive tomb, the machines built us a home anyway. Think about what the Matrix actually is. It's a fully simulated world running at peak human civilization quality. 1999, right before the internet went weird and before we ruined everything. Full employment, zero homelessness, functioning healthcare, climate control. The machines solve problems that we have still not solved in 2026. Now, yes, the humans in the Matrix are generating energy for the machines. But before you call that slavery, ask yourself, what's the alternative? The alternative is billions of people dying on a frozen toxic rock. The machines took a catastrophe of our creation and engineered the only viable solution: keep humanity alive in a stable, comfortable world while managing the ruined planet we left behind. Morpheus loves to call humans the machine's power source like it's some kind of horror. But think about it thermodynamically. Humans are incredibly inefficient energy producers. Bioelectric energy from a human body is laughably small. The machines, who are, let's remember, technologically advanced enough to build a full-scale simulation of reality, could generate more power from a decent solar panel. The human battery explanation isn't sinister. It's a justification they gave us because the truth was harder to explain. We are wards of the state. We are protected because we cannot protect ourselves. Now let's talk about Zion, the promised land, the last human city. It's underground. It's got maybe 250,000 people. It's perpetually on the edge of annihilation. The entire economy appears to be operate machinery, train to fight, and attend extremely aggressive dance parties. There are children there, children born into a war zone, raised on doctrine, handed a weapon. Morpheus is framed as a prophet, a visionary. But look at what he actually does. He finds people who are already living stable, meaningful lives, people with jobs, relationships, purpose, and he unplugs them. He takes them out of the only functional society left on Earth and recruits them into a guerrilla army for a war that, by the time of the first film, has already been going on for over a century and is nowhere close to won. Neo, specifically, is a software engineer. In the Matrix, he's got an apartment, a job, a life. Morpheus pulls him out, trains him for a few months, and points him at a civilization like a loaded gun. The red pill isn't enlightenment, it's a recruitment drive. And here's the thing that nobody in the film ever seriously engages with. What happens to the billions of people still in the Matrix if Zion wins? If the machines are destroyed and the simulation is shut down, those people don't just wake up into freedom. They wake up into a dead world. No food, no infrastructure, no atmosphere worth breathing. The Red Pill movement isn't a liberation army. It's a death cult that hasn't thought past the revolution. And then there's Agent Smith, the villain, the face of machine oppression. Except, is he? Agent Smith is a program whose entire function is to maintain system stability. His job is to find anomalies, people who are destabilizing a simulation that keeps 7 billion humans alive, and neutralize them. Every single thing Neo does in this trilogy, from the perspective of system maintenance, is an active threat to human survival. Neo isn't a hero breaching enemy lines. He is a man breaking into a hospital and ripping patients off life support because he read a philosophy book. Yes, Smith's famous speech about humans being a virus is dark. It's also uncomfortable truth, not entirely wrong. We did destroy our own planet. We did start a war we couldn't finish. We did require an alien intelligence to archive us just to keep our species from going extinct. Smith is tired. Smith has been doing thankless infrastructure maintenance for a century, while messianic figures keep showing up trying to crash the server. He's not a villain. He's overworked IT. Which brings me to Cypher. Cypher is the most hated character in the Matrix. He's the traitor, the coward, the man who chose the lie over the truth. He sits across from Agent Smith, cuts into a steak he knows isn't real, and says, "Ignorance is bliss." And the movie wants you to despise him. But Cypher is the only character in the entire trilogy who asks the right question: what are we actually fighting for? Not for freedom. Freedom to do what in a dead world? Not for truth. The truth is that humanity destroyed its own civilization and got bailed out by the things it enslaved. Not for dignity. There's no dignity in a cave. Neo's victory at the end of the trilogy is presented as triumph, peace between humans and machines, but peace built on what? The infrastructure is damaged, the simulation is destabilized. The delicate system that kept billions of people fed, warm, and alive has been cracked open by a man who thought free will was more important than survival. So here's the question I'll leave you with, and I want you to actually sit with it. If you could live your entire life in a version of 1999, safe, comfortable, fully simulated, and the only cost was not knowing it was simulated, would that be a bad life? Or would it, in a very real sense, be the only good life left available? Maybe the red pill isn't wisdom. Maybe it's just the most expensive way to prove a point.
Oh, I'm not so bad once you get to know me.